Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Omi Z Podcast. We need to talk. Okay, so I don't think that this fundraiser is going to be what I anticipated it to be. I thought it was going to be like this little It was going to be this reservoir of information that by the end of the month would be a collection of psychopharmacology medications, so 60 of them. There were going to be 60 brain rules, which were coming out like just straight out of a book, but they're also really important to me, and I have had to learn them to ensure that like I know what's happening with my body or if I relapse, or if I if I'm eating a lot of candy, like I know that that's probably a dopamine deficiency, and I am looking for dopamine in candy, little things like that. So like it's an indication of what I'm doing. It's a way of observing my own behavior and trying to interpret what's happening neurochemically within me. So this fundraiser was intended to be educational. I really wanted it to be, inspirational, at least inspirational in a way that would make me feel good. But I perceive that this is going to be inspirational for y'all. Maybe if you see me do well in managing my mental health. Because, yeah. So, I began questioning certain things about myself and like this fundraiser, because the only thing that grounds me is the truth. As you will come to see, I have a fear of being disconnected from reality, not because I actually believe that there is like any kind of schizophrenia or clinically diagnosable perception, what is that? I don't know, mental disorder, whatever. So I don't think that exists in terms of the way I perceive and engage and live reality. But there are very strange things that I do think I have picked up weird coping mechanisms, like as just a way of protecting myself, my identity, and I don't know what else. But one of them, as I read this, or as I read my own writings, is I talk to myself and I talk as myself. Both of whom are intentional, and I know that I'm doing it. I realize it, and I'm actively engaging in saying, like, you, Omar, will do this, and I am also listening from the perspective of Omar, because it's not a dissociation. I am engaging with myself in a way that I know I'm going to listen. So I listen to academics, I listen to people of authority, so I will, I guess, present or speak to myself with authority because I do know that I'm intelligent. I do know that I have knowledge about psychology. I have knowledge about myself, and I have knowledge that while I can't completely articulate, I know is factual in terms of like how people engage with one another. Like we know things about ourselves, about how we interact with one another that we may not be able to fully explain, but we all know it exists, right? Intuition, we call it vibes. Like you just know somebody's vibe. That's what we're saying. We are all, it's embedded in our language that there is more to us than just this physical experience, and that there probably should be some level of trust in the sensations and information that we get from within ourselves, because it is probably greater than us. So that is my philosophy. That is what runs me. I do believe that much of that foundation is in the fact that I never had like stability, or I guess as a child I didn't feel connected, I didn't feel loved. And while I hate saying that, because I do think that my mom did the best she could, like she's great, it doesn't change the fact that a child felt the way they felt. Okay, so just because I want to protect my loved ones and put her in a comfortable light for everyone else to see, this is the truth. So that is the only thing that's going to be able to ground me, and I have to ensure that when speaking the truth, I'm not also putting my negative emotions into that truth. Like I don't want to give partial truths in such a way that's going to satisfy the anger that I have, or the righteousness that I have, or the desire to appear well in the eyes of society all the time. That is obviously not going to happen. And I am very anxious and very, very terrified of it. But here we are, and I'm going to do it. So what is this fundraiser going to be then? I'm going to remove the psychopharmacology aspect of it. Something about that is making me uncomfortable. I don't know why. I don't often know where my discomfort or like certain responses to my own behavior, I don't know why like where they're coming from. If it's because I am embarrassed, if it's because I know that was a lie, like, and it's coming to me or whatever. So that's how I become aware of a misalignment. It comes as pain. And then I have to figure out why the pain is happening. I can often figure out that it's there by just reviewing my day. So what I often do is at the end of the day, like I will go over my thoughts and my actions. Okay, stop. Yes, so I will go over my thoughts and my actions at the end of the day, and basically just like skim throughout the whole day until I get to a point where a strong emotion rises. Normally, it comes as like I need to get up. Like physically, I don't realize that it's an emotion. I just realize it as a surge of energy. And many times I'm doing this in bed, so it's really easy to notice because I'm just like, oh, okay, I am trying to go to sleep, but my mind is going through that, and my body just, my body just woke up. So I'm like, okay, that's information right there. So I'll like go write it down, and that my body told me. I learned that is something that I probably need to look that I will look into. Because it was either something I said that wasn't true, it was something I said that I knew I shouldn't have done, or like something, right? And even if I know that I shouldn't have done it, I still have to accept it. I have to face it, and I have to tell myself, okay, that was not okay. You insulted somebody, you did this, blah, blah, blah. Now, while you can't fix that, you can't change that, you can vow to yourself to not do it again. Okay, I can do that. And so it goes. Every day. I don't mean to sound dramatic when I say with pain. But, I mean, it's what it is. It feels like it's hurting, and it's not uncomfortable, but I don't use the word pain. What am I doing? Okay. No, that's okay. I don't use the word pain as a way of... I don't want to paint the picture of myself as a martyr. I don't want to milk my suffering. I don't want to make myself suffer more than I have to because I'm getting attention from others, or I'm receiving compassion from other people. Like, I've done that a lot. I did that a lot. And I'm terrified of doing that because of how much pain it caused people. So I will be better, and I am better. Every day I try, and I will continue trying. So that is that. The topic schedule that I posted, I'm going to keep that because it's all based on like me. So while it is psychopharmacology, it is psychology information, it's only psychology information like diagnoses and such that I have been diagnosed with or know that I struggled with. So the topic for today is psychology and the DSM. So let's talk about it. I have the DSM right here. So I posted that what I wrote on the first clip as like the YouTube video. So that was at the beginning of March 31st. And I posted that, but I feel like I have to close this. So I wrote for about an hour on that day, and I'm gonna read it to you, and I'm gonna go through it, and I'm gonna explore the happening. Okay. I don't want to do this. Okay. And so it begins. I'm really not sure where to begin. At this very moment, it is 8:30 p.m. MST, and have dealt with really intense feelings of anxiety and insecurities regarding regarding the responsibility I'm trying to fulfill. I am very uncomfortable with my actions, and it's been hard for me to feel like I have a grip on reality. 100% due to the social media endeavor and my fear that the really intense perspective or narrative I've chosen may make me sound deranged. Do I appear schizophrenic? For literally my entire life, I have completely relied on others to educate me on how to conduct myself in the world. With only myself as guidance, I can't figure out how to keep myself regulated. However, I mentioned I feel uncomfortable with my actions. That's because I'm sharing a lot. So today I mentioned that I mentioned, quote, I have been historically proven to blah, 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 without abusing it. What is that? Is that really you? Or something old and habitual and tending to paint its seeds of festering misery? I really can't tell what that feeling is. Or, okay, I'm going to spiral. No, look, here are the facts. And so this is, I recognized that I was about to go down like that self-doubt, right? Like I understand that it is good to question, to understand your behavior, to know where it's coming from, and to, ensure that it is completely you. But there is a line between, I asked myself, a couple important questions up top, and then this next paragraph, what is that? Is that really, like, that was obviously the beginning of a berating myself. The abuse was about to start right there. And you could see it in my language. It's intending to plant its seed of festering misery. Like, no. Look, here are the facts. You distrust the authenticity of the action, the post. And it's creating that familiar stomach pit feeling. Regardless, the statement stands factual. Thus, if just one person could realize, two, they are having panic attacks, it's okay that post is out there because it is a truth and it helps somebody. It has come to my attention many times that I don't think like the majority of people. Cool, fair. It happens. This is a very interesting moment, though. I just realized that the end of my next sentence, as I wrote this, just made something click. My sentence was, and it's hard when the majority of the time me sharing random thoughts or a vision and it just kind of comes out in excitement, people are confused, odd, like shocked, or is it or it is a spark, and I get to enjoy the energy that it generates from the person for like the next hour. It's really nice to see people light up, And then, are you sure? Because, like, literally, I'm going to take notes. No, I'm not. Truth. Only in truth. Adventure of your life. What was happening here? And I get to enjoy the spark that it generates for the next hour, and then, this is a quote. Are you sure? Because literally, I'm going to take notes. What am I talking about? Okay, it doesn't matter what that was, because I said no, I'm not truth. So I was aligning myself. I don't need to explore what that was. Okay, no, that's fine. Jordan Peterson, Only in Truth, Adventure of Your Life. Facts. Number 1, I don't believe I have delusions. Number 2, I know I have done well because I am well. What I saw in and on their faces was real. So like I'm telling myself I'm not about to start questioning whether or not what I've interpreted in my relationships with others is true or not, because I know that I have made it this far. And I know that I have made it this far engaging in the professional world because I cannot. What is happening? What is that? What am I trying to say? What am I trying to stop myself from saying? It's, I think, a bigger question. So I recognize that, sure, I could have made it this far, and sure, like, where I am right now isn't exactly well. But what I'm saying is that I've encountered, like, really meaningful relationships that were stable when they were stable. And so that, to me, is an indication that there wasn't something about me that was consistently, like, inputting odd, besides, like, addiction and stuff, like, odd observations from others, like you would notice with people who have schizophrenia, like there are symptoms. Symptoms is the word I was looking for. Okay. 3. This entire thing feels off. I know I'm going to post this, but not tonight. Not on the same day. And not until you're better. But stop. Okay. Facts. Continue. 4. Tomorrow is April 1st, 2024. 5. It is now 9:02 p.m. 6. I have an appointment with Jody at 8 a.m. Good. I missed the appointment. Things I was going to make myself say to her is, I am not well. The next statement I had to make sure I was going to say is, I don't trust myself, at least when it comes to, what is this, really? Again, stop myself from engaging past the fact of a sentence into something that is like abuse to myself. 7. I wouldn't be writing like this on here if I didn't know it was going up. So that is true. I knew that, kind of like in that post that I said yesterday, I have to be careful with how I share my feelings, just because I don't know, because I have in the past taken that too far in like manipulating others. So limit to the factual statement, observe the intentions, and don't engage anymore until you're sure that everything that you're doing is, in fact, an honest act. 7. I wouldn't be writing... Okay, yeah. 8. You are being honest. Cool. 9. You are unwell, still. 10. You know you're capable of, right now, saying yes or no. Is this drive a pathology? No. Okay. Deep breath. Sit up. When does communicating a narrative stop being truthful? Stop. You know, this is cynicism. I was about to start questioning truth. I was about to start questioning my own skill of writing and, you know, using my words to convey the depth of what they're conveying. Just because I'm doing that, Omar, doesn't mean that I'm lying. So stop. I'm going to trust truth. Okay. Only truth. Fact number 12. What I have written has indeed geared. Just what? I don't know what it is. I know what I was writing though. Yeah, so I'm writing, right here, I'm trying to, right here, I'm trying to point out the fact that I wouldn't be writing like this if I didn't know I was going to post it. However, well, I was beginning to explore it because there's a question there just for flair. Okay, so fact number 13. This is, in fact, how the process goes every time. So there you go. Okay, yeah. Fact number 14, this representation is factual. Perfect. This sentence brought relief on the word is, because yes, this is exactly how it happens every time. I know that, I mean, as we all know, like when you're going through a thought process, there's no way that you can put that entire thought process on paper without slowing it down, without like engaging in it more than it would happen cognitively by itself. So that's what I'm dealing right now, is like, I know that this action right here is more of an engagement than is necessary for me to actually like process the moment. But I also know that I am writing this down as a way of clearly elaborating how the process goes to what I know will be an audience. So I'm trying to make sure that that what I'm doing is honest by looking at all the facts around me in a situation and removing what I know or what I don't know to be 100% true. So, okay, state of fact that silenced any longer will be okay. I mean, but that is the truth. This is ridiculous. Okay. State of fact that silenced any longer will be, because I said, deceit. My arm is literally tensing up as I wrote this. Okay. Number 15. Oh, look at the time. It's about to be 30 minutes. Number 15. I 100% believe that my continued cannabis use is adding to the problem. And then I put in box, I 100% believe, and then I commented on that, saying, do not minimize your intelligence. Apparently, me saying I 100% believe is minimizing. A better statement would be, I know I am capable of. That's cool. Okay. Number 15. I know I am capable of perhaps eliminating entirely what is maybe substance-induced depression or anxiety. Nope. Doesn't need elaboration. That was a fact. Number 16. I know I need to for myself, but for what you know has no turning back. Confessing this publicly as a pharmacy technician. Is this the end then? Maybe. But there's something there. I could choose to inspire. Okay, stop. I am very passionate about inspiring change. But again, it says here, but I still know that I'm going to post this. So deep emotion, such as that which comes with the passion that I want to help. But same day sharing, I don't trust myself. So I need to give myself more time in my emotions to process them and, again, make sure that I'm not using them to manipulate other people. For what? Nothing is urgent. Lead by example, because that is the truth. Do not think about them. No, my action comes from within. I lead by example. Truth. What is your example? Justify it. Don't. You will not use beauty in words to deceive. Is that your talent? Do you remember the day you decided to start it? Writing, I mean? Your parents? Okay, then that is not your talent. Do not misuse that. What is your example? Number 17. My example is resilience. 18. I feel close to the end of this lesson. Like this hour-long writing, processing. What am I feeling? What is this emotion? Am I on the right path? What do I need to change? Number 18. I feel close, yeah. If I could measure 2 more lessons. There it is, the flare. You saw it coming at number 17. Number 19. You are sad. You are no longer suffering. Effective now, 9:32 p.m. Prolonged engagement is now a voluntary act of self-pity. Do you need it? No. Benefit from it? No. Okay. Number 20. Your statement was not a manipulation. The statement that I'm referring to is, I have been historically proven. Okay, stop. Don't use that word. Okay, number 20. Your statement was not a manipulation. It was accountability. You know, something was off. Okay, so what I'm telling myself here is stop doubting yourself. Number one, you know why you did that. Like, you didn't know. You know why you did that. There was a voice as you were typing that message that you were holding yourself accountable, and that's why you were okay with posting that. But I allowed myself to get overwhelmed by the critic, the internal critic, that was basically punishing myself for my actions of the past by, I don't know. And so that's the trauma, right? Like, that's my own internal catalyst. So the next page goes, number 21. That is factual. Number 20 was what I just said. Your statement was not a manipulation. I was holding myself accountable. And the next statement is that entire thing that you just wrote was true. Okay. Number 22. I think the discomfort was that, yes, there is something superficial here, and like knowing that I was engaging more in this entire process that you're listening to, more than was necessary to like extract the knowledge that I normally do from it. So yes, that feeling that I was having about something is off, it is because I knew that there was a level of superficiality. However, number 23, you know what you were conveying was factual. So yes, I knew that there was something superficial about this, but I know that in essence, what I was conveying in this entirety was a truth. Like, this is indeed what happens to me every time, and this is how I process my self-doubt, is by grounding myself in what I know to be undeniable fact. Remember, trust yourself. That was intense, though. And then writing, trying to add the sass. But then I was like, nope, this is public. It is irresponsible to whatever. April 10th, the day of my autobiography's release, will be my 10th day of sobriety. It won't be deceit. It won't be hypocritical. Lead by example. You know what that is. We are done. 9:44 p.m. Goosebumps finalize it. A demonstration of I said what I said. Jesus. And then what did I write down there? Okay, yes ma'am. I know that's right. Jesus Christ. And then the next page, the final page, is 9:49 p.m. 2024. A healing endeavor. With sobriety comes fresh dysregulation. To satisfy impulsivity or cravings, nerd gummy clusters. I don't care, because I was about to start writing about the calories and like how But then I said, I don't care about calories. You are surviving. Okay. Again, I know this is public. I know this is truthful. If I only take note of it upon accomplishment, that is your statement to make. So 9:54 p.m. on Canva, piecing together the intro to the podcast. Stop. You are tuned into them. Speak to them. Delete all of it. What you record now is and must be real. And so what I posted last night is what I recorded after that moment right there. And yes, I use that as the video because I'd spent this. It was actually like I had 30 something recordings in which I tried to record the introduction, but I just couldn't. I kept freezing up. And then I tried to piece it together with like the Variety 37 to see if I could make one. But my voice changed in each one. Like I speak differently depending on how confident I am or it was just very obvious. There was no way that you were going to, it wasn't going to feel like an ongoing thing because it would literally all piece together. So, that was that. That was the 31st of March,